schiebt quasi den Ding hoch, den Waggon, aber runter fährt ohne Lokomotive. Also der Waggon hat eigentlich Bremssystem und hat ein
We're officially underway. Now, the river we're crossing over right here. Now, this is the Ammonoosuc River. The actual head of the river is up at the top of the Ammonoosuc Ravine. That is up here to our right, up in between Mount Monroe, which is that high peak you see up there to our right, and Mount Washington. That's where the head of the river is, but for here it flows out into Bath, New Hampshire. That's about 38 miles away, and there it connects with the Connecticut River, and then it flows down into Long Island Sound. So that little river right there does turn into a major river eventually when it reaches the Connecticut. And if you're not familiar with the Connecticut River, it's the natural border between Vermont and New Hampshire, and it's a good-sized waterway. Back in this time period, the only way you can get up to 148 years the railway has been here, we've gone through many changes and we've embraced and implemented many new technologies. Now, some of the newest and most relevant is first the locomotive style we use. Now, the train we're on today, this is a biodiesel locomotive, but the first ones we used were wooden steam powered, like the pepper sass that I was talking about earlier. And around 1910, we converted over to coal and steam. And in 2008, we introduced the very first mountain climate biodiesel locomotive, which we also invented right here. So what these biodiesels are all about is, first, the fuel we're using is 80% diesel fuel, 20% friolated grease. And that friolated grease is collected from local area restaurants from a company called White Mountain Biodiesel. They do the blend, and we get a much greener product for our trains. So the big reasons for switching over to biodiesels is, number one, these are a much greener footprint for the environment over the coal and steam. Secondly, are economical reasons. These trains will only use about 16 gallons of fuel round trip. That's about 10 gallons up and 6 gallons down. Versus the coal and steam locomotives, they require 1,000 gallons of water and a ton of coal to do the same trip. And then these trains are quicker. The biodiesels will do the trip in about 45 minutes. The coal and steam locomotives do take about an hour. Now, we still do run the coal and steam locomotives. We run those first train of the day. In fact, that's one making its way up the mountain, and you can see the black smoke coming out of it. Now, the rest of the day, we are running the biodiesels. Except for today, there's actually going to be another steam train at 3 o'clock. We're experimenting with seeing if we can actually run another one later in the day and not impact our schedule too much. Another major technology that we've designed and developed and implemented here is the whole track switching process. I mentioned down to the station that I have to guide the engineer through a series of switches. That's what I'm referring to right now. What these switches do is enable us to maintain a single track network going up the mountain. We've got a mile-long passing loop embedded, so multiple trains can go up and down the mountain at the same time. And the system today is automated, such as if the engineer's got a remote control, he sets the direction of the switch, and I as the brakeman just need to verify that the rack is lined up, the rails are lined up, everything is locked, and I'll flag us through. The system that we had prior to this was a total manual effort, where the brakeman actually had to jump off the train, go through about a 9-step process and build a passing switch for the train to merge over on to allow a down-mountain train to come by. So this is a major process improvement for us. Now, if you want to see a comparison between the two systems, down in our museum, we do have a video that shows the two running side by side, so you can definitely see the process improvements. Another positive note on this system, too, is that it's solar powered. You'll see this when we get to the top of this hill, and this hill is known as Cold Spring Hill. At the top, we're going to be merging onto the passing loop. When we get to the switch, so you're going to see on our left, there'll be a building with solar panels on the roof. Inside that building is a large battery bank, and that battery bank is the power source for the hydraulic motors that move the tracks back and forth. Again, another major process improvement and a major green statement again for the company. And the newest technology that we're implementing is barcoding and scanning of tickets, which you folks experienced in line. This new system enables the ticket checker to know how many tickets are sold for the train, how many we've got on, and how many we're waiting for. The old system was a total manual effort where the brakeman actually had to rip the stubs off your ticket and actually do a physical count, never really knowing how many tickets were sold for the train. So again, another major process improvement. Also, another value of this is that on particular busy days like this, we're on like a shuttle service. We're going to drop you off at the top and head back down. So you'll be taking a different train down the mountain. So that ticket checker up there is going to have to scan your tickets again. So he's going to know how many people to expect, or he'll know how many people came up on this train, how many we've let on, and how many we're waiting for. crossing that I mentioned now. Because we're the first train going up, we won't be seeing any trains going down the mountain, but when you guys are coming down, you will see a couple trains coming through here. So up in front of us now, this is the Wombat water tank. This tank is still used today by our steam locomotives. They have to stop here and fill up their water tank. You just have to throw some caution, you guys. If you're on the left-hand side of the coach, we're going to come about 6 inches away from the tank. So please refrain from hanging out the window to take pictures or you could get clipped. We don't want to make this a short trip today, so you'll see how close we come to this as we come through the junction boxes here. So the steam locomotive, they have to stop right here and fill up their water tank. So they grab this black hose and pull that cable to fill up their tank. Their water tank, they need 1,000 gallons of water to make their trip up the mountain. And their water tank only holds 800. And they boil a couple hundred gallons of water just coming up Cold Spring. So they're going to stop and refill up their tank to make the rest of their journey. Now, we were just strictly running the steam locomotives. We had 4 water tanks set up like that on the mountain to accommodate simply when the trains would need water. But now since we only run it once a day, that spot right there is sufficient. So as we travel on the same track, we do have to have caution as we pass that tank. That tank's about 150 years old. It holds 6,000 gallons of water. And the water source of that is a spring further up the mountain. We've got a water line that comes off the top of that, runs under the tracks, up into the woods, connects with that stream, and just gravity keeps that tank full all the time. Up to your right, that's the top of the Imminoosuc Ravine. You can see that's Mount Monroe with a cloud cover on it. You see that building up there? That's right next to the head of the Imminoosuc River. That building is called the Lake Above the Clouds Hut. That is on the Appalachian Trail, and that's sponsored and maintained by the Appalachian Mountain Club. Basically what they do is they provide meals and lodging for hikers when they're hiking on the trail network up here. They have numerous buildings like that along the Appalachian Trail just to support the hiking community. crossing room. Now we're back on the main line and we got the full speed making our way up to the summit. Coming up on our right, you're going to see this building that's called the Halfway House. The building today is only used as an unmanned weather station and for storage, but it does mark a halfway point of the trip as far as distance, but not time. Now, the site of the building had a much larger role in the earlier years of the railway. First, because it's halfway point, they used it to store the backup firewood for when we had the wooden steam power locomotives. Then once a structure was put up here, they also used it to store blankets. But the original coaches for the trains weren't closed in or heated like they are today. So it's a lot cooler ride. So they'd have to stop here and get blankets for the guests making their way up to the hotels back then. And then later it was used as a bid station, where one train would leave the hotels at the summit. At the same time, another train would leave Marshfield Station, and they'd meet right here, exchange their guests, and then go back to their source starting point. Now, for illustration purposes of the grade or the incline they were climbing the mountain at, there's a large picture window in this building on the side of the building that faces the right-hand side of the train. And there's a sign under the window that says the building is perfectly level. So you're going to see our reflection in that window, so you'll get an idea of the grade that we're traveling at. So if you start to look right now, you're going to see our reflection right there. Now, because we are a mountain climbing train, our average grade or incline going up the mountain is 25%. And there's some instances where that grade is considerably steeper. For example, Jacob's Ladder, which will be coming up to soon, that has a grade of 37.24.1. Third Spring Hill, that we went up earlier at the beginning of the trip, that has a grade of 34. And then Long Trestle, even further up, that has a grade of 32. Jacob's Ladder, we're going to be getting one right now. This is a 300-foot trestle bridge. Now usually you get a much nicer shot of the top of the Immersive Ravine from here. See what the clouds are doing as we climb a little more. The clouds are right at the ridgeline. You can start to make, you can see Mount Monroe and you can start to see the lake above the clouds. I'm going to show you guys something interesting. If you want to try this, try standing up in the aisle. I'm standing up straight right here. Because of the incline we're at, get in the aisle and try it if you want. This row of seats right now is 13 feet in the air higher than the back row of seats in the coach, so we're climbing at about like this. So go ahead and get in the aisle if you want to try that. see right here, and it was his birthday, and he was turning 90 years old. So he got a big kick out of doing this, and he was flying like Superman just to impress the crowd. And then everyone in the coach did sing happy birthday to him. To continue our climb up the mountain. This is Bird's Ravine on our left. The ravine is in between Mount Clay and Mount Washington. Mount Clay is the first mountain in the northern presidentials, which is up on our left. You can see the peak going through the clouds up there. But if you continue looking out to the left, all the way to the horizon, that's northern Vermont out there. It's tough to see with the clouds, but the center of the view right here, that's all Jefferson, New Hampshire area. You can actually see Route 2 that goes into the town of Jefferson. To the right of that is the Long Beck and Starking Mountain Range. To your left you see Jefferson Field. You're going to see Cherry Mountain Lake and then the Cherry Mountain Range. So if you're climbing more, you get a better look at what this ravine is. Also, looking up on your right, you're going to see Frog Rock. Now, this is in our brochures. This is used as a marker for the steam locomotives for applying brakes. But on this one, it just got repainted. I've been off the past 2 days, and that wasn't painted when I left. This is Long Trestle we're getting on right now. This is another one of our trestle bridges. Now what's interesting and unusual about this bridge, this was totally destroyed back in 1938. The cause of that was structured as a storm that's been labeled the Hurricane of 38. If you've never heard of the Hurricane of 38, it's been ranked and classified in the top 10 most destructive hurricanes in history. It was a major coastal hurricane for New England. It did extensive damage to Connecticut, Rhode Island, Cape Cod, and so forth. But what's unusual is that it came this far inland at this elevation. We are now at 5,000 feet above sea level. And due to the unique weather patterns and circumstances up here, this hurricane got refueled and did extensive damage to the White Mountain area. It was just part of the stories of Mount Washington having the most extreme weather in the world that situations like this develop. Now, other examples of this is the highest wind speed ever recorded by man was up here. That was 231 miles an hour back in 1934. The warmest temperature ever recorded up here was only 74 degrees Fahrenheit. The coldest was a negative 48, and that had a wind chill factor of a negative 108. Just more recently in May, actually on Mother's Day, which is typically an extremely busy day for us, we had a snowstorm up here that dropped 3 feet of snow that limited our access getting up to the summit. In fact, a record-breaking snowstorm too for Mount Washington for the month of May. It's the largest snowfall accumulation in recorded history during the month of May for Mount Washington. So the record still keeps getting broken. All these weather conditions exist and happen due to the result of 3 major weather fronts converge up here that is the relationship between the height of these mountains with the ranges and valleys. Now, if you're interested in the weather situation up here, up at the Sherman Adams building on the lower level, there is a weather museum that is sponsored by the National Weather Service. Now, unfortunately, they are now charging $2 to go to the museum. It used to be free. But if you're interested in weather situation, it's definitely worth your while. So 5,000 feet was the timberline from Mount Washington, which we passed, as I mentioned earlier, so you'll notice there's still more trees up here. The bushes you see out here, these are a scrub pine. This is as big as I'll ever get, and they grow well in the short growing season up here. The grass you're seeing out, this is a sage grass. They also classify it as an alpine grass because we're in the alpine zone. The rock you're seeing out here is predominantly granite. Now with that granite, you're going to see a white or a silver sparkle. It's more apparent when the sun hits it. Now that's mica. And that's actually how the White Mountains got their name, through the excessive amount of mica that's in the granite and the white or silver sparkle it gives off. It's not because of the snowfall, as most people think. That green growth you see on the granite, that is not a moss, but it's an actual plant or an algae called lichen. closest one to us would be Mount Clay and Mount Jefferson, which is obscured by the clouds. The third one up, now that's obscured by the clouds, that's Mount Adams. The last one would be Mount Madison. Hopefully the clouds will clear and we'll get a better view of that. But looking out to the left, you're going to see these rock pyramids. You're going to see them on the right now as we climb a little more. These are called cairns or cairns. And the hikers build these, and they strategically place them on the trails because they're always in sight of these when they're hiking on the trail network up here. So these are navigational aids for the hikers so that they minimize the chances of getting lost when the weather's bad. You know, like the clouds are right now. They have a color-coded rock in there that coordinates with the trail they're on. Directly to our left, that is the Great Gulf Ravine. I know it's difficult to see because of the clouds. Just a concept of how that drops off over there. That's a much steeper ravine than the Earth Ravine that I told you I was coming up about.
Yeah.
Excuse me, did we go up and down the same track?
Same track, yeah. The train just goes back and goes down. This way the train's pushing us up the mountain. I got a question about this. Is the same tracks we go in here. This is the one track network we have. So we go up the mountain, the locomotive pushes us up the mountain, go down the mountain, we follow the locomotive going down, so it actually pulls us down the mountain. So it is the same track, so hopefully the clouds are lifted, the view will get better. Now you can see the cairns right next to that's the Appalachian Trail we're running right next to right now. This segment of the trail right here is called the Gulf Side because it is at the top of the Great Gulf Ravine. The Appalachian Trail runs from Mount Pecan in Maine all the way down to Georgia, and it is the longest hiking trail in the Appalachian Mountain Network. And it's made up of numerous segments. And so it's called the Gulf Side. It's not the pathway to our immediate right, that's just one of our service roads. It's where the cairns are right further over to our left. I just thought was what wildlife I ever seen. Now, up here, when you get this far up, you don't see much because of the terrain. There's no shelter for the animals up here, nor is there minimal food. You'll just see birds flying around hunting for chipmunks, squirrels, any four-legged smaller animals. But further down, we're apparent on the access road, you'll see bear, moose, and deer. But once you get up to where the tracks are, the trains make too much noise and the animals basically hide in the woods all day. The only time we'll see any evidence of them is like during the fall when the ground starts to get white from the snow. We'll see their tracks early in the morning crossing over their tracks crossing over our tracks. Other than that, we don't get to see much. Except Bigfoot once in a while, that's about it. on the site of the original hotel that Sylvester Marsh did build after the railway was built, called the Summer House. Original Summer House, they burned down around 1920. This particular building wasn't built until 1980, and it's basically a large visitor center. It was named after Sherman Adams. He was a once governor of New Hampshire. He was also Dwight Eisenhower's chief of staff when he was president. He pushed for the construction of the building so they rededicated and named it after him. Now this building, what you can expect up here is the roof of the building is a large outdoor observation deck. You're more than welcome to go up on it today and see what it's like. I don't think the view will be so good with these clouds unless this moves through. Again, this is the Appalachian Trail we're crossing over right here. See all the cans right there. But the main level of the building, that's an indoor observation area. It's all glassed in. It's outfitted with plenty of tables and chairs if you do want to sit down. On that level, you're also going to find restrooms, post office is there, Appalachian Mountain Club has a desk there, there's going to be a gift shop, cafeteria, and then along the walls on that level, there's all kinds of pictures and information about the history of the development of the area. If you go down one level, that is where the weather museum is that I mentioned earlier, and there is a gift shop that coordinates with that. Directly outside behind the building, that's where the Tip Top House is. That's the original hotel that was built in the 1850s. You should definitely check that out and see what the dining lodging was like back then. There's also another large monument that looks like a large cairn. Now, this monument indicates that you're at the summit of Mount Washington. There is a placard on that explaining that you're at an elevation of 6,288 feet. A lot of people like to have their pictures taken that there's just a proof that they were actually up there. There's another building in the parking area that there's a sign on it saying it's sponsored by the Stagecoach line, which it was originally when we had stagecoaches coming up here. Now it's used by the Mount Washington Automobile Van Service. That's actually a museum and a gift shop also. You'll recognize the building because they have chains holding the roof down. Okay, just to remind you folks, as we're almost here, that you're going to be up here for an hour and you'll be taking a different train down. It's going to be a different color, a different break, a different engineer. There will be announcements in the building announcing the train for you folks. You came up on the A train, so please listen to that. There will be ticket checkers to make sure you get on the right train. Also, any tips or opportunities that you'd like to leave me in recognition for a job well done, that's certainly appreciated but not expected. Anything I do in this I do split with Andy again. He is our engineer. Again, just remind you that you will be up here for an hour. The hood announcing our arrival on the train depot. So I'm going to put the mic down for a bit. I'm going to guide us through one more switch, guide us up the hill into the station. Once we arrive, I'm going to jump off, guide us into the loading area, set up the loading platform, and I'll jump right back up, let you folks know it's safe to get off the train, and I'll be out here on the other side of the platform in case anyone needs assistance getting off. So just give me a couple of minutes, I'll be right back.
He's directing. Stop.
Hey folks, we're all set. It's a lot warmer up here than I thought. That's what those guys are just teasing me. You don't need that coat. It's warm up here. Okay, folks, we're all set. Entrance to the building is right there. Ship car post is right behind, as I mentioned. The other monument is right past the building. So 1 hour, another train will be here to pick you up.
Thank you.
Watch yourself every day.
So we on top of the mountain. Was it 3,000 feet?
6,000.
Oh, 6,000. Wow. This is like airplane height. Yeah, it is. Sorry. Yeah. He's so freaky out. What?
Must be camping.
Did you break those? First aid. Food? Museum downstairs.